Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. We'll begin with our top stories. Yet another distressing incident that underscores the urgent need to address gender-based violence of recent femicides has claimed the life of a woman whose name we got as Dian Yangwo, a teacher in Government Bilingual High School, Dogbasi 3 in Douala. According to initial reports, the victim was found dead in her residence on Saturday, November 18, 2023. And Yaoundé has been hit once again by fuel scarcity just a few months after the country went through a general shortage of the precious liquid. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. We begin in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, where the town has again been hit by fuel scarcity just a few months after the country went through a general shortage of the precious liquid. Drivers as well as bike riders are in a constant search, constituting network to get alerts where to get fuel, even at a late night. High Sencha, so small.
While waiting for an effective start of the Rice Value Chain Development Project, the governor of the Northwest region has called on the population of the region to welcome the new...
Le carburant, ce n'est pas facile maintenant. Presque une semaine. Oui, presque une semaine.
Drivers going helter-skelter again in the nation's political capital to lay hands on fuel, witnessing a new trend of scarcity. Some have been searching for days with the risk of running into complete dry tanks.
Je suis à 4 jours et l'aiguille est déjà au fond. Oui, tu vas dans toutes les stations, c'est fini, c'est fini. J'étais à Ngousso Fabrique, j'étais à Ngousso Total, j'étais à Carrefour Yannick. Bon, j'ai dit pourquoi pas faire un saut, par chance, me voici.
Motorbike riders are forced to look for other sources, even at exorbitant prices.
Vraiment, le problème de carburant dans ce pays, vraiment, il y a ça. Parce que même moi, avant-hier, j'ai poussé la moto quittant de Chinga Village jusqu'ici à l'abattoir. Là. Quand j'arrive là-bas, on dit qu'il n'y a pas de carburant. Sauf les petits vendeurs de carburant en route en litre, et on nous vendait le carburant à 1000 francs. Donc pour le moment, si en termes de carburant, vraiment, c'était grave.
When opportune to stumble on the precious liquid, the drivers and riders seek ways of buying more than the usual quantity to stock for the dry days.
Alors j'ai marché jusqu'à Total Ngousso. Quand j'arrive là-bas, j'ai trouvé les gens alignés. Je n'avais pas l'intention de mettre le plein le jour-là. J'étais obligé de mettre le plein comme j'avais trouvé l'occasion une seule fois. On m'avait mis le plein. Donc presque toutes les stations, il n'y avait pas de carburant.
These, the car owners, taxi drivers and commercial motorbike riders lament is coming to add to the already existing numerous problems in the city, like the deplorable state of the roads, high prices of tires, and constant harassment from council agents.
And in a continuous bid to alleviate poverty in the northwest region of Cameroon, the Rice Value Chain Development Project is expected to go operational in the months ahead, though with a wider scope, strengthening beyond the northwest region. The Rice Project will, for the common north or westerner, replace the GRDP, whose burial steering committee meeting took place in Bamenda recently after 6 years of existence. More of the story reads our Northwest correspondent, Annie Collins. Annie.
While waiting for an effective start of the Rice Value Chain Development Project, the governor of the Northwest region has called on the population of the region to welcome the new poverty alleviation scheme when it does begins.
I'm therefore appealing all the ex-stakeholders, farmer producers, and even sellers to welcome the new project. It is indeed a relief given to them. You know that are open. more job opportunity.
Speaking at the recent 12th and last steering committee meeting of the Grassfield Participatory and Integrated Rural Development Project, GPIRDP, Adovlele Lafrique, who doubles as steering committee president, concluded that the GPIRDP was able to sail across the troubled waters for the past 6 years lifespan of the project.
Inadequate counterpart funds from the government. If you were present during the steering committee, you will realize that one of the components that was financed with the funds from the government had the lowest realization rate. And it was simply because it was very difficult to mobilize the counterpart funds. And of course, we all know why it was difficult. The country has been going through some challenges, so it was not very easy.
Is that despite the difficulty of the context, GPIRDP succeeded in implementing his agenda. What about the Northern region?
Signing the terminal certificates of GPIRDP in Bamenda, this meeting is also signing the transfer of materials and equipment to the Rice Value Chain project, expected to be headquartered in Bamenda for the rest of the 3 regions concerned.
And the cry over electoral fraud in Cameroon continue to persist as actors prepare for the 2025 polls. As the solution to the crime, some young people have launched a platform to permit stakeholders monitor all electoral processes and secure their votes. The platform was launched this weekend in Yaoundé, with the first target being the 2025 municipal parliamentary and presidential elections in Cameroon. Haisencha has the rest of that story.
As the different elections approach in 2025, different stakeholders are mobilizing to have a free, fair and credible polls. There is need to start shaping behaviors towards a direction that can foster Cameroon democracy. They are united within an associative platform called Citizen Voters, Witnesses of the Ballot Box, abbreviated tous.
We've long discovered that people have given up. They are no longer interested as far as election things are concerned because they have been so disappointed by the past. So we want to come and sensitize them to really register back on the electoral list. That is, they should know that the choice matter. All of us, we are the one putting the leader. So they should regain that hope of a better Cameroon.
The SOCIETE primary goal is therefore aimed at empowering actors to strictly monitor the electoral process from registration on the list to the counting of votes, all protected from fraud, public disorder and other irregularities, ensuring that voters vote freely without corruption of conscience.
Make them understand that by the 2025, things are really going to change. We are the change that we are expecting. So for it to be possible, we are first of all going to elect regional coordinators in each region, because we want the maximum people to be aware that a certain thing like this is happening. And after doing that, we are also going to make a general campaign, and we are going to start by the far north, because that's where the education should be really done.
The weapons to be deployed to make this a success are intensive awareness creating and training on basic supervision tips.
And education stakeholders have commended innovative solutions to teaching and learning that has been presented in Douala, the African Smart Learning Exhibition, November 16. The opportunities of online learning were highlighted, as we hear the following report by our reporter Gladys Ambotiba.
Education is fast changing, moving from blackboard to multimedia teaching. At this African Smart Learning Exhibition in Douala, education stakeholders are being drilled on innovative solutions that ease teaching and learning.
L'objectif de cette rencontre est déjà de...
The objective of this meeting is aimed at updating education stakeholders on the different digital solutions that can be exploited by school managements and tools that can galvanize digital learning.
Apprentissage du numérique.
Digitalization, therefore, remains an indispensable tool in the growth of education. The need was most felt during the health pandemic when classes were interrupted.
On nous a proposé vraiment des solutions innovantes.
I think we have good digital proposals. It was during the COVID period that we understood the importance of digital distance learning. Our wish is for these digital solutions to be vulgarized.
Maintenant, ce que nous souhaitons, c'est que ce soit davantage vulgarisé.
As lessons could be followed remotely in real time, lack of access to these services by some students remains preoccupying.
Digitalization in our country is becoming a real pedagogic option. Our only regret is on children who might not have access to these services.
Another regret remains the lack of energy in rural areas, for example, that might impede students from making use of these digital learning platforms.
And in yet another distressing incident that underscores the urgent need to address gender-based violence of recent femicide has claimed the life of a woman whose name we got as Diane Yangwu, a feature in GBH's Dogbasi 3 here in Cameroon's economic hub Douala. According to initial reports, the victim was found dead in her residence on Saturday, November 18, 2023. It is believed that she fell victim to a brutal attack allegedly perpetrated by her own husband. The circumstances leading up to the incident are currently under investigation as authorities work diligently to gather evidence and determine the motive behind this heinous crime. The deceased did not openly express being a victim of domestic violence, as students are inconsolable. We'll come back with that with more details in our subsequent editions of Newscasts. The Students' Association at the University of Douala has organized November 17 an enlightening session on the advantages and disadvantages of artificial intelligence in the professional milieu. The workshop was part of activities planned for the Students' Week aimed at fostering knowledge and awareness among the students. Fru William completes our story.
Educating students about the potential benefits and challenges that artificial intelligence presents in the professional world is the objective of this workshop at the University of Douala.
It's an opportunity to permit students that are going to school to see how to know being the entrepreneur for them not to have problems.
During the session, the students were introduced to the concept of artificial intelligence and its applications in different sectors. They say it will help them in one way or the other.
Artificial intelligence, they are going to lecture us about it, so it might help me because I'm showing more of my lightness on digital. So since they said we should come, I'm here. I don't know how it's going to help me, but it might help me in future.
It should be noted the workshop, which received positive feedback, comes within the framework of the Students' Week activities at the university.
We stay at the University of Douala, where the university is twinning with Nigeria's Kogi State University for effective service deliverance, bringing students together, ex-team experts, scholars, and industry leaders to explore the transformative power of entrepreneurship. The Faculty of Economic and Applied Management Sciences of the University of Douala is playing host to the 5th edition of the 5th International Conference Leadership and Entrepreneurship Management. More with our student journalist on internship, Kizi Kiga.
The conference, which will run for 5 days, is out to promote best practices in entrepreneurial management. Experts, scholars, and industry professionals from both universities will look into critical issues stifling economic emergence. Urdu Egbonu Dangana is a Nigerian consultant to University of Douala.
We have identified in Africa that our major challenge is to identify our talents, is to identify our skills, is to identify the opportunity available in the continent, is to identify the value creation, is to identify the passion we have in order to solve the problem.
This event is expected to foster collaboration between the academia, industrialists, and the business world.
I think it's a welcome idea that Nigeria and Cameroon at the academic level, because it's academics that grows a nation. So if you have more people who understand it from the point of view of academics, they can proffer solutions.
The problem faced in Cameroon is that students cannot create a firm.
We face problem in our country because we are unable to create firms. The students we train every day are unable to create a firm. So we have an enormous problem of unemployment in our country. And the solution to solve it is to create firm and to train our students to the creation of the firm.
The joint international conference between Kogi State University and the University of Douala is a platform for advancing the understanding and practice of entrepreneurship and leadership management for effective service delivery.
And Cameroon has made a significant mark in the Miss Universe Beauty contest as Dune Princess Issy, Miss Cameroon 2023, secured the 11th position in the highly competitive, the top 20 rankings. While she may not have emerged as a crowned winner, her performance signifies a significant advancement for Cameroon in this prestigious competition. Our student journalist on internship, Aria Aya, tells us more.
Dune Princess Issy has written the name of Cameroon in the history of the Miss Universe Beauty pageant. Miss Cameroon 2023 occupies the 11th place in the top 20 ranking of this competition. The beauty queen shone on the stage during the preliminary competition with her outfit, her traditional costume, paid vibrant tribute to the women who have impacted the empowerment of women in Cameroon, a dedicated promoter of Cameroon Women Action, aiming to assist women with breast cancer.
Women's empowerment movement in Cameroon. It's meant to inspire girls who may not yet believe in themselves that they too can change the world.
In suppressing the achievement of her predecessor, Princess Issy has set a new record. Despite falling short of winning the crown, Princess Issy has become a sensation among the Cameroonian youth. She is hailed as a heroine, admired for her beauty and courage.
And that report by Christy IRA brings us to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast, the English language on Canal International. Thanks so much for watching. But coming up next is The Brief with Lil Piejou. As for me, I will be back same time, but this time around tomorrow. Good night.